A revolutionary. Say whoa. Trap revolutionary. Got the wave it too scary. Doing this thing like Malcolm ain't by any means necessary. We ain't got it by no one seen hand. We got the master plan. Get the movement going on. Right here where we stand, man. We bucking and stumping, fist pumping. Even though they tried to set us up for failure and kill us, we keep on coming. That's why somebody gotta step up and say something about the bullshit. Because if not, the blind gon' keep leaving.
Going on, y'all. Y'all want to do this video real quick and further talk about the situation with Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. My prior video, actually the video I did the other day, I mentioned that Austin Metcalf had no authority to tell Karmelo Anthony to leave the tent. Basically under Texas Penal Code, and that is, now I mentioned this before, under the Texas Penal Code, section 30.05. So section 30.05 says the effective consent and notice rule. Being that a minor has no authority, they have no, I said, like, they can't make their own contracts, can't deal in commercial real estate, can't lease property, things of this nature, right? Can't sign for a home, they have no authority, legal authority to tell someone to leave a premises, leave a, stadium or, what have you. You know what I'm saying? So, being that is the case, Austin Metcalf had no authority to tell Karmelo Anthony to leave that tent. And like I said as well, he had no ownership of the tent. Nothing on that field. Nothing. So, you're not an owner. You have no capacity as a minor to tell another minor what to do. And the fact you cannot be deputized by anyone or a staff member or a coach to go tell another student what to do. Because as I said as well, that would cause a lot of problems. Because you would have students directing other students, to doing all type of different things. Probably engage in certain illegal activities, whatever it may, be that they just conjure up in their minds. You know what I mean? So it's just so many problems with that, right? And so that's illegal. Because it's been said that a coach or a staff member texts Austin, and I believe his brother would have texted one of them like, hey, go handle that. So them and their friends got together and went and approached Karmelo. See what I'm saying? So and this is under the education, as far as like the Texas Education Code, and that's section 37.0012, in loco parentis doctrine. So a staff member, coach, whatever it may be, they cannot deputize any student to go try to tell another student what to do. That is only within their respective capacity that they can direct a student to tell a student what to do. They could have, now, if that was the case, and like I said in my video, if that was the case and they went to Karmelo as a staff member, as a coach, and say, hey, you can't be under this tent, we need you to leave. They had every right to do that. But they could not tell Austin or his brother to go tell Karmelo he needs to leave. That is against the law. If you tell another student to leave, and being that Austin lost his life, that staff member or that coach, if he actually did, which they said it is a text going around, or that it was a text sent to either one of them to go handle that, then they're responsible for negligent homicide, criminally negligent homicide. They're responsible for that, And Karmelo, it's no way he should even be charged with murder. Actually, he shouldn't even be, because people saying like, well, he's probably going to get appealed. He's going to go back to court, and they'll probably drop the charges to like manslaughter, you know what I'm saying, something like that. But the onus should not even be on him. He shouldn't even be responsible, because the whole incident would have never happened if this coach or whoever that staff member was that sent that text. That is the case. They're responsible for this whole incident happening. And they directed Austin in the wrong way.
Pretty much trying to show that, Karmelo Anthony is a reputable guy. He's somewhat of a leader. He looks like a leader to his classmates and his teammates. So they talked about that for a little bit, and then they got into the, we've heard the tent culture. That was what a lot of this has been, that phrase has been circulating around in the courtroom, talking about each tent is like each locker room for each team. Therefore, people should not be hanging under the tents. Well, this coach was saying, I get that, but at the same time, I guess it's the discretion of each coach. Whereas we had the coach from Memorial High School, that was the absolute first witness or the second witness by the prosecution, talking about how, strict he is and how, he enforces his rules. And we had that several student witnesses talk about how Coach Robert Starr, that's the coach for Memorial High School, has been strict. It's garnered some laughs inside the courtroom when they talk about how strict he was. But
they actually caused him to lose his life by illegally charging him or deputizing him to go say something to Karmelo, try to make Karmelo leave when he had no authority to do that. And they could not, they had no authority to try to give him authority to do that. So this whole case, man, is it's something that needs to be really deeply looked at. The attorney saying, and his attorney saying that Austin had the right to tell Karmelo to leave. He did not have that right. It's under the law. Texas Education Code section 37.0012. The in loco parentis doctrine basically says that staff members cannot give authority, or school, whatever it may be, coaches or whatever, they cannot give authority to kids to tell another kid what to do. They have the authority, but they cannot grant that authority to a kid, to go tell another kid what to do. And like I said, that's the law, and that's the case he did. If they did, like I said, tell Austin to go tell Karmelo to leave, that's illegal. They have no authority to do that, and that's why I said they should be charged with criminal negligent homicide, because they caused Austin to lose his life. The whole incident would never happen because they cannot give him authority to go tell another student what to do. That's what needs to be found out, man. Like, I'm so serious, because this whole incident happened because of this staff member. You see what I'm saying? Really instigated by a staff member. If that's the case, man, they did that, they responsible. And I really hope his lawyers dig that up, man. Go find it out and dig that out. I hope somebody see this video and go dig up the facts, man. Go subpoena them witnesses that actually said that text, somebody sent a text. This whole thing started because somebody sent a text telling them to go handle that. Austin and his brothers, or Austin and Hunter, or Austin and whoever that was in that group that they said end up jumping on Karmelo. If they end up telling them that's illegal, man. That's illegal. And they need to be charged with this incident, because they are the ones that instigated and started this incident and caused him to lose his life. Because Karmelo was, like I said, protecting himself, trying to avoid from getting hurt by them, getting beat up by them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's pretty much, you got to think about it. You got these little kids bigger than him, and he, like I said, he knows that they, known for beating up on folk. Like, seriously. Like I said, schools know who most schools know about other school, others, especially student athletes. You know about other athletes, other people at other schools. So he may have known that. I mean, he probably didn't know that. I don't know. But the fact is, like I said, under the Texas Education Code, section 37.0012, the doctrine of in loco parentis, they had no authority to tell Austin or his brother or whoever in their group to go over there and tell Karmelo he needs to leave. That's illegal, man, and they need to be charged. This is serious, because they caused him to lose his life, and you caused another young man to get 35 years in prison for defending himself, and end up defending himself to where he ended up causing Austin to lose his life. This is serious, man, and it needs to be investigated. because under these laws, they're wrong. Like they're totally in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? And the lawyer, and that's what I said again, the lawyer was ineffective because he didn't point this out. This is important, man, to where it totally changes the incident and the facts and the law around the incident. It totally changed as far as even charging the jury or specifying what, is correct in the jury to consider. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, man, this whole thing is so messed up, and people probably thinking like, well, why I'm so, adamant about it, and I'm reporting because it's like, I'm saying, Karmelo is like, I feel like if that was my kid, I'd be fighting hard too, and the fact that I know about the system. You know what I'm saying? So many of us done been in the system, going through the system and getting unfair, unjust treatment. You know what I'm saying? It's so many horror stories. So many young black men in prisons. You know what I'm saying? With situations just like this. As a matter of fact, I was talking to a homeboy today. Same thing happened to him. He was like, shit, he went to trial. His brother went to trial, all white juries. You know what I'm saying? So but certain lawyers don't even know how to challenge that. Well, now it was said Karmelo Anthony did, raise the bashing challenge that, it was basically none of his peers, all white jury. He raised that. But other things he did not raise. And that's one of the things that people are saying. That's why Karmelo, even though they said like 90% of the time appeals don't get, actually overturned. Appeals don't even, nothing results from an appeal. 90% of the time, nothing has changed. You know what I'm saying? Appeal is just, it's filed, but it's not granted. You know what I'm saying? So, they did, from what I understand, that's why they said he has a highly likely chance of going back on appeal. But in the sense, though, of being ineffective, the lawyer did not bring the right fact. Well, he didn't, from what I understand, didn't subpoena really anybody, major people doing the expert investigations, raising the correct legal argument in the case, and this is one of the main ones, because had he raised this issue, the whole scenario around the case would have been changed. You know what I'm saying? The way they considered this case would have been changed, because Austin had no authority to go tell Karmelo to leave. That's law. And the fact that, and that's why I said, even people saying that it was a text sent out and all that should have been subpoenaed. That should have been brought up. This staff member, coach, or whoever sent that text, they supposed to find them. They supposed to find that text, however they were supposed to find that text. That's very important. Because like I said, based on this law, the Texas Education Code, this person had no right, no authority to tell Austin, Hunter, and the people whoever in that group to go tell Karmelo to leave that tent. He had no right to do that and cause Austin to lose his life. It actually made, like I said, he ended up this is the reason this incident took place. This is the reason it occurred, because of this person with this foolishness, man. Like, for real. You get this kid in you put him in a bad situation. All of them, Austin, Hunter, whoever was in that group, people under the tent, Karmelo, all of them in a precarious situation. Shit, and then the cold part about it, it couldn't have been, it just think. Other students could have jumped in. You know what I'm saying? And pummel Karmelo. Or other students that knew Karmelo could have ran. It could have been a brawl. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that whoever did that, man, whoever that adult or staff member was, man, they need to find who that was. I'm so serious. Like, if y'all see this video, Karmelo's lawyers or whoever out there, man, please, like, go investigate that. Go find out, man, who sent that text. You know what I'm saying? Because that's illegal what they did. And caused this incident to happen, and which caused Austin his life. Man, go investigate this, man. You know what I'm saying? Because this person, they wrong. And they need to be charged, like I said, for criminally negligent homicide. They wrong. They wrong, and they need to find this out. You know what I'm saying? They done cost Austin his life and cost another young man to basically lose his life. This man got 35 years in prison. Who's to say and I'm not trying to say nothing negative, but anything can happen in prison, man. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man, nah, man. Like immediately, like find out who sent that text. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because this is what the law say. You know, it's not me talking, this is what the law say. Texas Education Code, section 37.0012. The in loco parentis doctrine. Yeah, you don't have authority to tell a child, try to tell another child what to do. You know what I'm saying? They said that authority is vertical from the adult to the student. That's it. It's not from the adult to student, then to tell the student go to tell another student what to do. Come on, man. Yeah, so anyway, man, I just had to make this video, man. Man, please go find out who did that, man. Caused this whole incident by sending a text talking about go handle that. It's wrong, man. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. I'm for real. That's wrong, man. Please, you know, like I said, if that's out there, everybody in that tent need to be subpoenaed and find out who sent that text. Hunter, everybody in that group need to be subpoenaed. Expert witnesses need to be called and find out, man, what happened on that end. Who sent that text? Because that's what caused this whole incident to happen. If it's that adult, if it's somebody, a coach or whoever was staff member that sent that text, man, they criminally liable for this whole thing. They're liable. You know what I'm saying? So y'all had to get on here and say that, man, because it's been eating at me because I'm like, somebody else caused this whole incident. And guess what? Nobody's saying it. Nobody's recognizing and putting it together like that. They're not putting it together, you know what I'm saying, where they can recognize like, man, well, damn, why did Austin go over there? Did he have authority to tell Karmelo to leave? Who told Austin to go over there? How did he even know Karmelo was there? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but anyway, you know, I pray that they find out what happened so justice can truly be served. Like, seriously. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what needs to happen. Justice can be truly served because this person did what they did by sending that text and causing Austin to go over there and causing this whole incident in the first place. But anyway, man, I'm going to get up out of here, man. I just had to get on here and say that because, like I said, it's been eating at me, man. I need to bring this out because, man, man, it's not being put together like that. Either hiding the truth or just throwing it away and not bringing it up, not bringing the relevant facts of the situation up. You know, what really happened to cause this whole incident to occur. See what I'm saying? But anyway, let me get up out of here, man. I just want to say that, you know, I hope y'all out there doing well, you know, living life for love and happiness. You know, doing great, you know, striving for greatness every day. You know, I appreciate y'all, you know, liking, commenting, sharing, you know, videos. And, you know, until the next one, y'all, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. All right, y'all.
Fuck it, go ahead and blow off the dough. Step through the maze, man, and became amazing. About to rewrite history and change a page in a crooked book that never told us the true story. Like how we were kings and queens before the slave story, before the killing, stealing, and drug dealing on some real shit. We ran the world.